The following program is a production of Naleo TV.
Aloha, my name is Maria Gakula. I'm this season's Fish Tank Program Manager, and we're here on the University of Hawaii at Hilo campus. And it's pitch day today. We're going to hear from 5 of our finalist teams, and we're so excited to see them present their lightning pitches to a live audience and a panel of judges. We'll learn about their problem statements, what ideas that they came up with, their solutions, their prototypes, and we're so excited to hear them present their lightning pitches to a live audience and our panel of judges.
Aloha and welcome to Pitch Day! Yes, I'm Derek Carissa. I'm going to be your host today, but before I start, I wanted to do something for my TV show. I'm going to do a selfie, okay? Okay? I need to do a selfie. Okay, a video selfie now. Man, I'm so excited I'm here at Pitch Day for Pitch Day. Motivated, amazing students, motivated, amazing parents, and more so community members. Big shaka! Man, since I got that off my chest. And yeah, KTA pays me, so that was my payment. I mean, I'm working today. Yeah, this is my second year hosting this event. And last year's program, and I was reviewing this year's students. I mean, you guys are just so amazing. Amazing students, man. Taking the responsibility to make this world a better place. It's really amazing. As I was looking at the this year's lineup, and I told myself, wow, it just brought me to this word called kiki. In Japanese, kiki means crisis. And the amazing thing about kiki, there's two characters that makes this name word kiki. The first character means danger, and the second character means opportunity. And this is exactly what all these students are. They grab all these problems and all these crises and they turn it into opportunity. Not like most of us, somebody else is going to do it for us, right? But that shows entrepreneurship and that shows true leadership. So with that, I'll just say, awesome, 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 awesome. Big hand. So to kick us off this morning, I invite Maria Gakula, and Maria is an amazing person. She's an entrepreneur by herself. You own the Filipino store, right? Yeah. I'm just throwing some advertising for you. And in April, right? It's Filipino Food Month, isn't that right? Huh? You don't know that?
No, I do.
Okay, it's Filipino Food Month, so and that's what this island is all about, right? We all share each other food. We all enjoy each other culture. So I just want to remind you, in April, it's Filipino Food Month. Okay? I invite Maria, this season's Fish Tank Program Manager, to tell us all about this season and our finalists that we'll hear from today. Okay, Maria?
That's me, yes. Thank you. Visit anytime in the middle of KL Town. So last October, I got to go to Hawaii Green Growth's annual partnership event. It was a meeting to hear from government leaders, nonprofits, community leaders, business leaders about our current issues. It was also a workshop to update the state's goals or plans for impacting the UN Sustainable Development Goals, or the SDGs, and our Aloha Plus Challenge. Now, I'm not a sustainability expert or a scientist, so it takes me a little bit to understand what our issues are and how it impacts us. But the thing that I took out of that day and learned was that we're at the halfway mark in achieving our goals by 2030. And there's still plenty of problems to solve. Now, I'm not a sustainability expert or a scientist, so it takes me a little bit to understand what our issues are and how it impacts us. But the thing that I took out of that day and learned was that we're at the halfway mark in achieving our goals by 2030. And there's still plenty of problems to solve. In all our industries, from local food to waste reduction to smart and sustainable communities, these are the areas that the Aloha Plus Challenge focuses on. We all need help and solutions. So as you can imagine, at the end of the day, I was very overwhelmed. So on the plane ride home, thinking about, gosh, what can I do? What can we do? There's so many things we have to figure out. What gave me hope, contemplating there, was the message from the Hawaii SDG Youth Council. These students are a group of freshmen from Kamehameha schools, and they actively engage with the UN US ambassador, providing youth-focused ideas and actions to respond to the global climate crisis. And the message was, and I was gonna do this whole thing where I had my notebook from last October, I take notes, and I was gonna open it up for you. But the message was that adults need to step up, that we need to engage with our youth in an urgent way and in a playful way, so that we can relate to one another and teach each other how to think sustainably. To value our community for our island. And we at NexTech Hawaii are on that mission to reach as many youth in our community and learn how to be innovative, thoughtful problem solvers. Each season of Fish Tank is our mission in action. And like I said today, you are in for truly an inspiring experience. This year, or this season, we introduced the Aloha Plus Challenge to our teams along with the SDGs. And each team was challenged to either explore one of these goals or areas and find a problem to solve, or address a problem that was already present in their lives and community. Now this season was a little bit shorter than last. It was 8 weeks and had a lot of things that had to happen in those 8 weeks. It went fast, and there was plenty of things for the teams to do, and they'll tell you. In the first half, they had to do a lot of research and define their problem statement, all the while keeping an engineering notebook for all of their thoughts and notes. And at the same time, figure out how their team works. Who are they? What are their strengths? How are they going to contribute to that team? The second half, now equipped with a project proposal, the teams then developed their solutions. They spent time designing and innovating, testing, reaching out to subject matter experts, we call them SMEs in our community, getting feedback, asking questions, building prototypes and testing their ideas. And then at the same time, preparing the materials they needed to submit for our final deadline, which included a technical summary, a pre-recorded video, and a slide deck, and their lightning pitch, which you'll see the finalists today. The teams are driven and supported mainly by their team coordinators, so I'd like a round of applause for them who are in the room right now. Mostly parents. You're our team's direct line to the students, and we can't teach without you, so thank you very much for committing and being a part of this and putting your energy into our season. I'd like also to say thank you to the SMEs that may be here as well. We invited subject matter experts to talk about how to grow ideas, how to bring ideas to the table, how to work with your teams, how to put a pitch and a slide deck together. We're so grateful that we have professionals and volunteers in our network that are willing to share their wisdom with us and time. All this to say, it's been a rigorous 8 weeks. But like I said, we're gonna have fun. Fish tank, I know, is another thing on top of life. on top of school and sports and activities. So we're really, really grateful that you've decided to make space and commitment for our program and let us be part of your time and journey these last 2 months. Thank you, teams. Okay, at this time, I'd like to invite Renee Ishisaka. Renee is our new NexTech Hawaii Board President, and she will introduce our judges and talk about scoring.
As Maria mentioned, my name is Renee Ishisaka. I'm the new president for NexTech, and I couldn't be prouder to lead such an amazing organization. I've been responsible for coordinating the judging for Fish Tank since its inception back in 2019 when we first thought about it to our first competition in 2020. And I hope to say that it's come a long way. But we make improvements every year, and we're thankful to each of the professionals that lend their time to help judge the competition. This year, our live judges, we have 5 wonderful people, and starting with Laura Asim-Darlene, who is my coworker at SSFM. Please forgive me if I butcher anything in your bios. My deepest apologies. We really are very grateful to have you. Laura is a returning fish tank judge. She graduated from Cincinnati State College, where she studied electrical and mechanical engineering on a scholarship from General Electric. She supported the development and testing team for the DC-10 engine. Ooh, exciting. In 1978, Laura began a career as a merchant marine, working on research vessels in the northern Hawaiian Islands until 1988. She moved to commercial fishing and shipping vessels across the Pacific Ocean. In 2000, Laura ended her sea career and started working for general contractors on large federal projects on Oahu and as a project engineer and quality control manager. She moved to the Big Island and has been with SSFM as a construction manager since 2020. Laura's interests include natural and sustainable home farming and natural healing. She enjoys textile arts and shares weaving and other creations weekly at the farmer's market. So go look for her there. Our second judge is Kevin Walton. He's also a returning judge with Hawaiian Electric Light Company. Born and raised in Hilo, Kevin has worked for HECO for more than 25 years, serving in various positions from staff engineer to director of Hawaii Island. During natural disasters and other emergencies, he serves as incident commander of the incident management team. Most notably, he led Hawaiian Electric's response and restoration efforts for Tropical Storm Iselle and the Kilauea lava flow in 2014 and 2018. He also led the company's efforts. Kevin holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Electrical Engineering from the University of Hawaii at Manoa and is a registered professional engineer in the state of Hawaii. He has extensive experience with substation equipment, protective relays, overhead and underground line construction, and generation equipment. Kevin was also involved in the development and implementation of inspection and testing programs, which are the basis for preventative and corrective maintenance of utility assets, including batteries, transformers, medium and high voltage circuit breakers, switchgear, and poles. So thank you to Kevin for all that he does for Hawaii Island. Third, we have Kristen Okinaka, another returning judge and also with HECO. She is the Senior Communications Specialist for Hawaiian Electric's operations on Hawaii Island. She manages a broad range of communications, including employee and customer communications, media relations, and government and community outreach. Kristen has worked for the company for 19 years. Prior to joining Hawaiian Electric, she worked for the Hawaii Island Chamber of Commerce, Sea Brewing Company, Alexander and Baldwin Hawaii, and Hawaiian Sugar Planters Association. She is a graduate of the University of Hawaii at Manoa and holds a Bachelor of Arts degrees in both English and journalism. Fourth, and our first new judge of this year, we have Jennifer Zelko, also of Hawaiian Electric. She is their Director of Government and Community Affairs on Hawaii Island. She's born and raised in Hilo and a graduate of Hilo High School, my rival. She received a Bachelor of Arts from the University of Hawaii at Hilo and Juris Doctorate from Gonzaga University School of Law. She has been, I can't read my writing. Sorry. She has been with Hawaiian Electric since 2014, and she was an associate attorney with Torketson, Katz, Moore, Hetherington, and Harris. Did I get that right? That was a mouthful. She serves on numerous boards, including, but not all-inclusive, HFS Credit Union, Naleo o Hawaii, Vibrant Hawaii, among many others. Also worthy of note, she is the Director Emeritus of Kuikahi Mediation Center. She's also a member of the Hawaii Island Chamber of Commerce, the Kona Kohala Chamber of Commerce, Hawaii County Bar Association, and the Hawaii State Bar Association. Jennifer serves as a Court Annex Arbitration Program arbitrator and is a volunteer at the Legal Self-Help Center at the Judiciary of Hilo Complex. Thank you for all that you do, Jennifer. Finally, another new judge this year, we have Olani Lilly. Welcome, Olani. She is the founder of Changemakers Hawaii and is responsible for the funding, development, and implementation of programs focused on eliminating poverty and empowering underserved communities in Hawaii. We need that. Thank you so much. Olani is a dreamer and a doer. Her goal has always been to empower the Native Hawaiian community. Her career, spanning 15 years in educational environments, project management, and financial administration, has resulted in an exceptional track record of creating and implementing programs and long-term strategies aimed at organizational growth. She continues to work virtually as a senior curriculum and training specialist with Synergy Enterprise Incorporated, reviewing grant proposals, coaching grantees, and creating and evaluating training materials for indigenous populations. As a grant writer with the Hawaii County Economic Opportunity Council, she's raised $4.3 million from government foundations and businesses in 1 year and has had a 70% grant award success rate. Impressive. In the educational arena, she has provided her expertise in various roles to Ka'umeke Ka'eo Charter School and Kanu o Ka'aina Learning Ohana, where she's raised $6.5 million and obtained construction loans for the development and construction of Phase 1 of Kauhale o Iwi o Pu'ukapu, the permanent campus for the charter school. Olani has served as the executive director of Pukoa Kani Aina Community Development Corporation from 2009 to 2013 and the project coordinator for State of Hawaii Office of Youth Services from 1996 to 2001. I'd also like to acknowledge and mahalo our judges who helped evaluate our team's final materials prior to today's presentation. They include Riley Syria, Bryant Como, Kelly McCloskey, Lara Asindalin, and Kristen Okinaka. Please join me in giving our judges a round of applause. Mahalo, judges. Thank you so much for your contributions. Now, before we hear from our finalists, I'm sure you're tired of hearing me talk, but I have one more thing to go over. A quick review of our scoring breakdown. So our teams are being scored on their technical summary, which is a brief technical report, which is worth 35% of their score. Their engineering notebook, which is worth 5% of their score. Their idea. This includes feasibility, impact, innovation, and usability. And that's worth 40% of their score. Finally, their pre-recorded presentation is worth 10%, and their lightning pitch is worth 10%. So the lightning pitch is what you'll be seeing today, and I'm so excited for them to share all their work with you. We have some great projects this year, as we do every year. And with that, fish tank teams, please follow me to the green room where you'll stay until all the presentations are complete. Someone will usher you back to the auditorium when it's your turn to present.
Hey everybody! We are Team One, the potato batteries, and our product will revolutionize agriculture at the touch of a button. We have created an app that will help farmers decrease over-fertilization, increase soil viability, and make it easier to farm. Our team has 4 members, Rayon, Gavin, Anwar, and me, Andrew. We chose to focus on the local food production Aloha Plus Challenge goal. Hawaii has a very low amount of local food production, and most of our food is shipped in. This causes emissions due to ships and gives Hawaii a very low amount of food security. In fact, if the ships were to stop coming in, Hawaii would only have 5 to 7 days worth of food to eat. Because of these reasons, we have decided that local food production is the most important goal to focus on. As you can see, most of Hawaii's farms are on small patches of land, between 1 to 9 acres. Our app will help these farms by increasing their soil viability, increasing their yields, and making it easier for them to farm. So, we need to design something to help with the food production problem in Hawaii. How will we do it? This is where the engineering design process comes into play. This is a simple process which breaks down engineering into simple, easy steps to make it as efficient as possible.
To be able to get good food production, a farmer had to do a lot of things right, and it's very complicated. 3 really important areas that our project can help with is land preparation, fertilizing, and crop recommendations. A basic soil test has 5 parameters, which can be used to calculate fertilizer amounts. Ever since CTAR, the Center for Tropical Agriculture, stopped giving recommendations, farmers have not had a replacement to help recommend fertilizers based on soil chemistry. But that's where our app comes in. By figuring out the user's need and issues' impact on sustainability, we came up with our problem statement. We thought a lot about the different issues and discovered 5 impacts on sustainability that our app can help with, as shown on the screen up here. Farmers and gardeners need an efficient and affordable way to know how much fertilizer to use and how to apply it, because it can increase food and yields in Hawaii. This was a very complicated project, and we needed a lot of help. The Food Basket and Ho'olau Farm sent our survey out to their growers, while Aloha took us on a tour and gave us feedback on our app. UH Hilo and Manoa helped us with everything in between, such as the math that goes into our app and the machines used to do soil tests.
Fertilizer math is complicated, and we used the great function teacher as our source, shown on the left. Using the source, we created a flowchart that shows the logic that our app goes through when calculating the nutrient needs of different plants. The UH Hilo soil science instructor, Nick Kruger, and CTAR helped us create this flowchart, and there are up to 9 different calculations based on the nutrient needs of the plant. We had to do calculations with chemistry, geometry, and even had to solve a logarithmic equation. Here are 46 of the 550 lines of code that went into our app. These lines of code create the research screen of our app. As a group, we spent around 30 hours coding. We went through many iterations of our product before reaching the final product. Here you can see our design process from rough sketch to final product. After coding the app, we visited the UH Hilo laboratory to get feedback. We incorporate the feedback into our app, changing the positioning of the text for the slider bars, and adding units to the values.
This is the prototype for our app, which shows 4 of the 7 slides. As you can see on the home screen, there are 3 main buttons. The first one is the settings and help. This button lets you look into many different design features, like the font size, and it even shows you how to use the app. The second button is input soil tests. When you get your soil test back from the soil lab, you can input it into this calculator by moving the sliders. When you press calculate report button, it'll bring you to a page which does all the fertilizer math for you and lists tons of crops you can use. Clicking on each crop will bring you to this next page, which will list all the fertilizer needs that the plant needs. This is all the plants that are in our database, and we plan to add a lot more soon. The reason that we chose these is because they're very common and popular throughout Hawaii. Once again, here's our problem statement, and our app helps all 5 of these targets. Our app is very beginner friendly and has the potential to help many small farmers grow really big. Here's the budget for our app, and as you can see, we only needed to buy 2 things. which was our app license, and soil test, which costed $142 in total. We needed our app license because it lets our app go into the App Store. Going forward, we plan to add many new improvements to our app, like adding new settings and design features. We also reached out to CTAR, who agreed to partner with us.
Thank you so much for listening to our presentation.
And when you guys ask questions, we also have a video that's playing in the background that shows what our app does.
One thing you guys didn't say is, what is the name of your app that you can get from the App Store?
So we had a lot of time, we still have time to think about the name for our app before it goes on the App Store, but one name that we're leaning towards is Plant House. We have an acronym, what was that?
People associated with learning sustainability.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the process is the farmer gets the soil tested, they put their results into the app, and then the app tells them what type of fertilizer to use on the crop.
They can also recommend like certain types of crop based on what their soil already has.
And then when do you think, when do you plan to have to sort of like implement this or test it out with farmers?
We still have to like submit the app for testing, like in the Apple by Apple. We're planning on being released in like a month or two.
And do you have sites, sorry, do you have sites where you're gonna test this at?
Yeah, we have a few farmers who said that they would be using it, like La Farms and I think Ola Farms as well.
Maybe not a question, but a statement. We're engaged in a biochar project. We just got funding from the USDA, and so one of the things is that the farmers need to do tests on their farms. And so I would love to see about partnering with you to implement and maybe engage our farmers with the app. So I'd love to talk with you
That
about
would be
that.
amazing.
Hello. Do you know how much food-related plastic is wasted every year? I'll tell you in a minute, but first let me tell you about our project. When we started the project, we wanted to build a machine that would recycle plastic bottles into 3D printer filament. We learned more and realized that what we actually need is to reduce the amount of plastic that we're using. I'm Koji Ino. I'm in 10th grade, and this project is important to me because I want to live in a healthy world, and plastic is going against that goal.
I'm Yuji Ino. I'm 13 and in 7th grade. Our team coordinator is our mother, Kimberly. We all care about having a clean environment and are careful about what we put into our bodies. Even we find that our trash is full of plastic and everything we buy is stored in plastic. Even our trash is wrapped in plastic.
Plastic food packaging accounts for 85% of plastic items made. Now to answer the question, every year 323 million tons of plastic food packaging are produced. Every step during this plastic's life causes harm. When it's produced, it's made with fossil fuels and chemicals. During its use, it degrades into microplastics. And when it's disposed of, it either goes directly into landfills in the environment or is recycled. But only about 10% of recyclable plastics are actually recycled.
Even this pristine island that we live on has a problem with plastic waste. This is a picture of Camilo Beach in Ka'u. It is one of the dirtiest beaches in the world. When plastic gets into the environment, wildlife is harmed. Plastic makes animals get stuck, causing them to starve, drown, or suffocate. Microplastics are already in the environment, and the problem is only getting worse.
Now let's reduce the amount of plastic that we use. Kids in sports need alternatives to plastic water bottles to reduce the amount of plastic that they waste. We're targeting the younger kids because they rely on parents to provide water. In our surveys, we learned that the largest source of plastic bottles is from parent-provided snack times and field parties. Our solution is the flow water filtration system. It goes through a 7-step process to filter, cool, and add electrolytes to the water. It requires only plumbing, power, and a secure location out of the weather. These are some examples of enclosures to keep it safe and dry.
There are 7 steps. First, it purifies the water, removing bacteria, sediment, and chemicals. Next, it improves the water by adding activated oxygen to clean the machine and oxygenate the water, and alkalinity and electrolytes. It finishes it by using coconut carbon to balance the water and improve the flavor. Most people prefer water from the machine over bottled spring water. And 78% of people drink 7 more glasses of water from the machine per day. It sounds great, right? But how much does it cost? It's $179 per month to lease, including service and maintenance. It is $7,800 to buy outright, and each filter costs $35, and they need to be replaced about every 6,000 gallons, and it even tells you before it needs to be replaced.
Change is hard, and people will need help changing. Some will only need to be shown, but others will need to be convinced, and still others will have to be forced. When it comes to replacing our single-use plastic water bottles, changing our habits won't be easy, but it is possible. Remember, we did stop using plastic shopping bags, which many people thought would be impossible.
We would like to thank everyone who helped us with this project. And thank you for listening.
Judges, you guys got any questions? Questions?
Okay, first question. When you guys looked at this and you thought about the kids, the parents for the providing the snacks, did you guys look at areas where this could be set up, or did you guys have ideas of that?
Our thoughts were that it would be simple to add to restrooms because there's already water lines and power, and people are already around near there anyways.
What made you guys want to drive towards that product specifically?
We started out with the idea for recycling, but when we learned more, we realized that recycling is adding the plastic back into the system where it will be degrading into microplastics again. So we thought it would be better to find an alternative to replace the plastic altogether. And this seemed like a good way to make it so that people don't have to bring plastic water bottles because it will remove the bad taste from water where the pipes are getting old.
Sorry, one more question. You mentioned there was something that basically keeps that machine clean. What was that?
It's activated oxygen, which is ozone. It will sanitize all the tanks inside of it.
Thank you. Are there other units out there similar to this that you looked at prior to choosing this particular one and its benefits?
There are other ones, like there's a water fountain and water bottle refill system, which is in a lot of airports, but that one doesn't have as many filters and it doesn't add electrolytes back in, which this one does. So this one will especially help get rid of bad tasting water.
Any more questions?
I live in Naalehu. I see people walking carrying sticks. They carry these sticks to protect themselves from dogs. These dogs are sick and injured.
I live in Ocean View. My brother was recently bitten by a stray dog. These dogs can be very aggressive. Last year in Ocean View, an elderly man was viciously killed by a pack of dogs while going about his day. Although several organizations are trying to address this issue, the dog population is still increasing.
I live in Pahala. I have many friends and family members who have been forced to abandon their unwanted dogs on the back roads because nearby shelters are unable to take in more than 200 dogs a day.
Okay, just imagine that you're minding your own business when a rogue pack of dogs suddenly comes to attack you. We need a sustainable way to manage the uncontrollable dog population to make it safer in these rural communities.
We discovered that the root causes of this problem are dogs continuously reproducing despite a lack of available homes,
and owners abandoning their dogs.
We propose a two-part solution to address the root causes of the problem. First, by implementing an increased amount of sustainable spay and neuter services.
And second, provide more education to the community.
We are introducing Handheld Mobile as our nonprofit project. We propose a system that implements multiple mobile vets that would advance our ability to spay and neuter in rural areas, as well as provide simple treatment for injuries and diseases.
Our educational solution will provide information on the importance of spaying and neutering, care tips to meet your dog's basic needs, training classes for dogs with behavioral issues, and important dog laws that people need to know.
Handheld Mobile includes a centralized website with the information about the mobile vet and its services, as well as our educational solutions. But that's not all. On our homepage, users can click the donate button to help fund our spay and neuter services, as well as build up our dog food bank for those in need.
We also found that one of the big concerns in our community is safety. So on our website, we have a map of dangerous dog locations and self-defense tips to protect yourself against these dangerous dogs.
What separates our solution from other solutions is that we focus on preventative measures. By being mobile to reach rural communities, lowering the cost of spaying and neutering, and educating the community to prevent the stray dog population from increasing. We realize that there is a vet shortage. This is because vets licensed in other states cannot provide services here in Hawaii. In order for our project to move forward, we would need to put political pressure to change the licensing laws so that these vets can provide spay and neuter services in Hawaii.
The more we implement these strategies, the less of a need there will be, providing a smarter, sustainable community for the future of Hawaii.
So, judges, are you ready to join the bark side and help us decrease the stray dog population for good?
You let your dog out, judges. Question.
So, okay, first question. So when you guys looked at the spay and neuter issue, it came down to there's not enough locations that can do spay and neuter. Is that what the actual focus of your data was?
Well, it's very inaccessible, and it's only open a couple days. So I've known people who've abandoned their dogs because they just can't get them to the spay and neuter services.
Okay, next question. On the website that you guys set up, is there a place where it says this is where you're going to have the ability to take your dog if you wanted to spay and neuter, or is it just only the donations and then?
There is a section where it does talk about more spay and neuter facilities. It does have links and things to those, I believe.
Have you addressed other vets in the community that are interested in doing this mobile site and have an idea on how that would be funded? Is that collaborating with existing vets, or perhaps through a potential change in licensing, attract new providers to the area? Is that what you're thinking?
That would be the hope for our project.
Yeah, it would be a very attractive opportunity for someone to service the population if they were able to rely on you to get the word out, and it would be well used. I think it would be generally well supported and funded. Thank you.
So, how many of you own a smartphone? Now, what if I told you that you could recycle your high five cans and bottles with your phone?
What? Really?
Hello, I'm Jackson Shimazu.
And I'm Kaylee Shimazu. We are team number 9, Mazu My5. Today, we are here to present the High Five My5 app and reverse vending machine. At home, we recycle our High Five bottles and cans. We usually make one big trip to make it worthwhile, but it takes up a lot of space at our house. We would go to the recycling center more often if it was fun and exciting to do, but instead it felt more like a chore. This is where our idea of the My5 app and reverse vending machine originated from. By incorporating our My5 app and high-tech reverse vending machines, we are bringing an exciting new way to gamify recycling our High Five bottles and cans.
Our app is called My5 because we're giving you the choice to determine how your 5 cents is used. You can keep it, donate it to charities, donate it to the host business, or donate it to the High Five program.
Our project focuses on SDG number 13, climate action. The problem chosen for this project was the lack of recycling. The Big Island of Hawaii recycled over 100,000 tons of various materials in 2020. It had a major decline during 2021, only recycling 80,000 tons. That is a 20% decrease in Hawaii's recycling.
Not recycling enough can hurt our native, marine, and plant life. It negatively affects the Earth's environment and our communities. To help prevent the damaging effects of the lack of recycling, we developed an exciting new app called the My5 app for reverse vending machine, or RVM. This will create a fun and exciting way to recycle while getting your 5 cents on the go.
So, what is a reverse vending machine? Well, it's a machine you can use to recycle your bottles and cans in exchange for 5 cents.
The My5 app will quickly log you into the machine using a unique QR code. This is a model of what the homepage of our My5 app looks like. The app is designed to be easy for the user to navigate through. The trophy button will open up the leaderboard section. The leaderboard will display those who recycled the most. There will be fun facts about recycling located on the home screen. You can also redeem rewards depending on how much you have recycled so far. We hope to work with local businesses to create discounts or coupons for a reward system.
So, how do you use our reverse vending machine? Step 1. Make sure your bottles and cans are liquid-free and all caps are removed. Step 2. Scan your QR code to log into your account, or if you don't have your phone, use a touchscreen to sign into your payout provider. Step 3. Insert the bottles and cans into a correct chute. The machine will scan the UPC or barcode. If it can't scan the UPC, it will use artificial intelligence to determine if it is High Five. Step 4. Once you're done inserting all of your bottles into the machine, press Done on the touchscreen. When the chute doors close, the machine will automatically crush the cans and plastic using a crusher. Step 5. Select what you want to do with your money. There will be 4 different options. You can keep the money, donate the money to a participating charity, donate to the host business, or donate to the High Five program.
Some special features on the RVM include solar panels and batteries that we use as an alternate source of power. Businesses can also pay to display their advertisements on the advertisement screen. This will help fund the RVM. Local artists can decorate the exterior of the RVMs. Our RVM will be in easily accessible public places where the option to recycle is scarce. For example, parks, outside of stores, outside of restaurants, and school campuses.
So what sets our solution apart? Our solution is an easy, fast, and fun way to recycle on the go. Our My5 app is designed to make recycling more convenient and engaging for people. Our My5 app brings a new twist to recycling by incorporating a leaderboard and a reward system to encourage people to recycle more.
How does our solution benefit the community? It helps clean our island of plastic by encouraging more people to recycle through our fun and engaging app. The option of donating a High Five money to charities benefits people in need. Our RVM machine also helps to reduce climate change. The more we recycle, the less greenhouse gas emissions are emitted into our atmosphere. In conclusion, our My5 app and RVM will benefit Hawaii's community and its environment. We would also like to thank these people on this slide for helping us with our very first fish tank project. We would definitely not be here today without their help. So, judges, the next time we see you, we hope that we'll all be recycling High Five with My5. Thank you.
Next question.
You did a great job. One of the questions I have is to your marketing. We know that kids love their phones, they love to use apps. So how do you plan to market your app to, say, kids who are high school and younger?
That's a great question. We plan to market our app by advertising it around on social media like Instagram and YouTube. We also want to attract the user with our app that gamifies recycling, so hopefully it attracts some people.
And then a separate question related to the phone. What if somebody's phone dies and they're there? Is there another button on the machine that they might be able to press, or if someone didn't have a cell phone that they could use at the machine if they wanted to donate it?
Thank you for the question. If your phone died, you can use a touchscreen to log into your account, and once you're done, like recycling all the bottles and cans, the machine will automatically send the money to your account, or if you want to donate it, there will also be a donate option on the touchscreen.
So you had mentioned that the machine would be able to determine if the can or the bottle was high five or not. If it's not, does the machine still take the bottle, or?
That's a great question. If it's not high five, the machine will automatically eject the ball like slowly, and will ask the user to maybe clean the barcode if it's because it might be wrong detecting it, or to use insert a different bottle or can.
Okay, so one of the screens you had shown on your app was the competition between people, right? Children, students, adults, whatever. So did you guys contemplate the ability to like touch different organizations so that they could sign up for under your app, so they could do competitions within their own organizations?
That's a great question. We didn't really touch with any other organization, but that would be we were thinking of implementing it into our app.
So for a host organization or KTA, what would their initial cost be? I know that these machines are already in service in some areas. What's that initial cost? What would be the initial investment that we would be looking for our community to make?
That's a great question. Usually, an average RVM costs about $10,000 to $20,000, since our RVM has a lot of technology in it, it might cost a little bit more, and the host business can also help with maintenance if they want. Yeah, so around $10,000 to $20,000 maybe.
Okay, no, that's good information. Thank you.
So adding on to Laura's comment, when you looked at that, so that's the cost of the RVM. What about the cost for your app? Because I'm thinking you guys didn't finish developing, or you guys finished developing that?
So that's a great question. The app is still in prototype, so we're still trying to develop it. But usually, if we want to put in the App Store, it would cost $99, and then it depends on the research and the programming team how much it will cost. So it all varies.
Any more questions?
All right. Hi, I'm David, and today I'll be telling you about my solution, Smart Hive. My project is centered around bees and beekeepers all around the world. I'm a backyard beekeeper, and Smart Hive was born when I had lost around 4 to 6 hives that I had kept. I got these hives healthy and thriving. However, they turned to dead and desolate due to a growing problem in Hawaii. My project oversees many UN Sustainable Development Goals, including 11, 12, 13, and 15. My problem statement is that beekeepers need better and more efficient ways to monitor their beehives. As climate change becomes a bigger and more pressing issue, all animals and life on Earth are suffering, including bees. Climate change encourages a beetle called a varroa mite to breed and spread in beehives. Varroa mites feed off the larvae, or babies, in a beehive, essentially killing it. Beekeepers can stop these mites, however, but they have to be extremely quick in finding and exterminating them. The problem is that industrial and even backyard beekeepers cannot check their hives every day for these mites, for reasons such as it can take literal hours to put on a bee suit and walk to your hive, not to mention doing the work on it. So this allows mites to kill a hive in a matter of a couple of days, gone, incinerated. So now, before I begin telling you about Smart Hive, the specifics and the design process, I'd like to do a little education on what these small half-an-inch bugs actually do for us. Bees have been on this planet for 130 million years. They've seen the dinosaurs. They've been here longer than the dinosaurs. And today, they're responsible for the majority of all pollination. Currently, they sustain around 80% of all plant life and agricultural farming. If you walk outside and see a patch of flowers, most likely a bee did that. And however, in recent years, we lose around 30% of our hives every year. This is because of climate change. Without these little bugs, there would be zero food. Plants would die. We would die. So, due to my hives dying, I had to figure out a way to save them. Immediately, I knew a device could be planted into the hive was a solution. A Raspberry Pi, and no, not the kind that you eat. So, a mini computer. I had experience with it, mostly from NexTech, so thank you for that. And I knew its capabilities to easily do this. I thought of ways that I could gather data from my hive, the core data. So that would be humidity, temperature, and some way to see inside, see what's going on in there. So, it also had to not take up much room at all. I ordered a humidity, moisture, temperature, and camera, all compatible with a Raspberry Pi. Before any fitting into the hive or anything, I had to code it without much experience. The only logical thing I could think of was to ask my robotics teacher, and he gladly started teaching me some very, very long manuals of coding. Eventually, after learning for 2 weeks, I started to code my Raspberry Pi with Python, a coding software. Eventually, after learning for 2 weeks, epiphany. Over 35 hours were put into coding to make 4,000 lines of code, using the power of 6 cheeseburgers and 9 Cokes. So, there is the final design. I fitted a proto board, battery, and a Raspberry Pi with my sensors into a hive, creating endless possibilities. Now, the Raspberry Pi in the middle runs data gathered from a proto board on the left, powered by a 10-volt portable battery on the right. The proto board included my sensor, the temperature, humidity, and moisture. So, the temperature sensor and camera with the red arrow, and the humidity sensor highlighted with the blue circle, sending data to the Raspberry Pi. The camera with the blue arrow, connected with the Raspberry Pi, would take a 20-second video of the inside of the hive using a red bulb to provide lighting, not harming any bees as they cannot see red. As you can see, Smart Hive fits into a beehive quite easily, only taking up a space of 1 honey frame, only around 20 ounces of honey in total. The issues that I did encounter with Smart Hive, however, was that bees tend to patch holes with a glue-like substance. This caused ventilation for a small Raspberry Pi computer to be harmed. 2 phone cases actually protected the hive, allowing it to work efficiently for a period of time. So, Smart Hive in total went $75 below my budget, including all used materials, for a life-saving amount of work and bees. So, not to keep you waiting anymore, without further ado, cue some of that more inspiring music. The results of my Smart Hive are shown here. The first picture, the greens and reds are bees, clumping, taken with a thermal camera. This will help identify what is behind clumping bees, the structures. So in the second photo, you can see bees in their natural state, taken with our non-infrared camera. This allows beekeepers to visualize their bees and spot any varroa mites or anything going on in the hive. And on the bottom, on the last picture, you will see my data, humidity and temperature gathered manually. The original idea of Smart Hive was to create an app that beekeepers could view easily from long distance away with just nothing. You could just open an app and take a look at it. However, I didn't have that much time, coding 4,000 lines and stuff, so I didn't have time to do this, but the possibilities are endless. Just one of these Raspberry Pis could manage 100 hives, sensors, gathering data all around. Now, you've heard what my solution is, but what sets it apart from all others? This device, it can be used globally. It's solving a problem that is happening right now in Hawaii. Now, I'm doing this by saving thousands of hours of work and bees. And in the end, my bees are booming, no varroa mites. That's the end. And also, one more thing. I've been asked to show the actual device, so I had to rip it out of the hive. So it's a bit clumped right now, but you'll get the idea. So this is the proto board and Raspberry Pi right here. Camera here, proto board. This is the sensors all around here. You can take a closer look at it later, but this is just a simple battery, USB-C cord. So that's that. Questions?
Questions, judges?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first question, temperature and humidity.
Yes.
What does that do for you in detecting for that mite that you're talking about?
Okay, so bees, they are really resilient, but also highly sensitive. So the temperature has to be right, and they do that by clumping and such. So the temperature really resonates the health of the hive. If it's getting too cold, that's bad, and you need to get in there. So yeah.
Okay, what about the humidity?
So humidity, wood can rot, honey can turn out pretty bad. You need to manage that. Take precautions. That's what it does for you.
What's the optimum humidity then?
So humidity, you want it actually quite dry in a hive. Around 40% is around healthy. 40% is good, yeah. But, it can sustain pretty much. Humidity, it varies a lot. Yes?
Are these mites a problem across the island, or they're...
Across the world, all bees are suffering from it, yeah. That's why, 30% of them have died every year.
But that's actually, it's the visual that allows you to...
Yeah, you can see them. They're actually I should have provided a diagram, but they're this big on a bee. So you can see it, and you can actually pick it up with a temperature sensor. They're quite cold, yeah.
Because that was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
If using the thermal camera, is the thermal camera...
Yeah, so it would appear like these little blue and red spots on bees, because they attach themselves, and yeah.
Cool.
Right then. Okay.
Any more questions?
More?
Big hand for Smart Hive.
Mahalo to all the teams that participated this season, all of our subject matter experts and community volunteers who helped make Fish Tank 2024 happen. Aloha.
The preceding program was a production of Naleo TV.